Okay, this is Thunder Up Talk, and I am Nathan. And today we have a very special guest. This is a historical day in Thunder Up Talk. And for my very first guest, I could only think of one person that I would want to talk to, and that is Alex Bolerjack. Alex, what's up?
How you doing, man? Super thrilled. Long live the history, man. First ever. Can't take it away.
Yeah,
Just like a
yeah,
championship. First ever, baby.
that's right. You should feel very, very honored.
Absolutely.
So. On Thunder Up Talk, don't waste time. I'm gonna just get right into it. I want to know a little bit about your history as a Thunder fan. So, kind of tell me, when did you become a Thunder fan?
So I became a Thunder fan through Nick Collison. So out of my Jayhawk mug today,
Nice.
I followed him and Kirk Heinrich into the league
Yeah.
after they lost the national championship to Carmelo, and followed Kansas fans around a lot, or followed Kansas players around a lot. And so the Morris twins, unfortunately, um, Andrew Wiggins, people like that. Um, and so I followed Nick, drafted by Seattle. Um, didn't really follow a lot. Followed Kirk Heinrich to Chicago, and when I connected the dots that I came to Oklahoma City in '08 to go to college, and Nick Collison was becoming the Thunder legend he is today, I was like, oh, like this makes a little too much sense. And even then, mostly didn't even really follow the team, but would follow the individual stat lines. And Nick Collison is putting up, 4 points and two rebounds and missing every free throw he ever takes. Um,
Yeah.
but that's really where it grew. And then um, really when they came to the finals, when they had that finals run, um, just you couldn't ignore it. And so all of a sudden you're kind of looking around and like following Nick Collison, like, oh, hey, yeah, he's the only one playing. Oh, wait, why? Oh, right, they're in the finals. So all of a sudden I find myself really cheering on this young, exciting team um, because of Nick Collison and having to be living in Oklahoma City and have really followed ever since. Had a dry spell while I was in grad school in 15 to 18 where they were on the radar, but not my priority. And then when they got to the bubble with Chris Paul and Gallinari, it was like, hey, there's nothing else to do, so let's and like really deep dive back in. So through Nick Collison, Mr. Thunder himself, um, hang the number in the raft.
Sweet. I lost you for just a second. Oh, there we go. All right. All right. So that's cool. So, next question is, what drew you in? So that's kind of what kept you as a Thunder fan outside of Nick Collison, because eventually that turned into a full-fledged kind
Right.
of.
Yeah. Um, there's I like blue blood teams, and so it's not common that I'm like a fan of like a young up and coming whatever. But it was KD. I loved his shot. I loved watching him pull up from three. It was super fun. I loved he and Russ just hero balling and going to town. And so you find yourself um, getting excited. And then the thing that wrenched it was 2016. I was in a lull. I was in Colorado with my family on vacation when Katie left.
Oh, okay.
And so had followed again kind of lightheartedly. And even though my dry spell of grad school was 15 to 18, the thing that was like, I'm going to know about Thunder forever um, was when Katie left because it was just like, the expectation was still there. Like they'll get back, they're gonna win it. This is the team, these are the guys, whatever. Um, and when Katie left, it was like now it's the principle of the thing, and so was really dialed in after I finished my master's in 18. Ever since.
Yeah, I had a very similar experience. I was also on vacation when KD made the announcement, and that's kind of I feel like when I made that, like just 100% jumping in as a Thunder fan. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
well, cool. Well, next question I have for you. So the Thunder won a championship. Everyone knows this. What
I
did
don't know what that was about. Sorry about that.
no worries. What did winning a championship mean to you personally, like on a personal level?
So the Thunder kind of became the only sports team that I watched. Um, had a career change 22 to 23. And so really they were the only sports team that I was really diehard on. And so getting that big of a payoff was incredible. Oklahoma City doesn't have sports. Everything's like um, OU or OSU, and I don't really care about college stuff, which is kind of funny, except for like Kansas basketball.
Hmm.
And so like this was it. Like I I would have to talk to people from out of town. Either we are close to Texas, or if they knew about the NBA, it's the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yeah.
And so I ended up watching the actual game seven of the finals at home by myself. My wife and our oldest daughter were out of town. I'd put the two littles down, and then so by myself, I'm texting you, I'm
Yep.
texting a bunch of other folks, and like, wait, we did it.
That's right.
Like that wrench in 16, it's not like it's been like getting deeper and deeper ever since, but all of a sudden that whole angst as an organization and as a city just pops. And so all of a sudden, like 2025 has been weird and it's been angsty and there's been stuff going on. And all of a sudden, there's something that can never change that is
Yeah.
only going to be positively reinforced ever since. How the team plays, how the team was built, talking with you, talking with people around the city, like it bringing the city together so much made it such a personal and social thing for the championship. And
Yeah.
so, like, family members who don't really talk ball, all of a sudden are like, hey, you like the Thunder, so let me ask you questions. I'm getting to talk about it with random people, with people who never asked me about the Thunder. It was
Mhm.
just awesome. It's just
Yeah.
awesome.
And one thing I couldn't get past, I know I asked like on a personal level, but big picture, like it is so rare to get like a large group of people surrounded around one thought, one idea that everyone can get
Yeah.
behind. Like you can't do that with
Yeah.
politics,
Right. Right.
religion, even.
Mm-hmm.
Any idea really, but the thought of like one city coming together for the sole
Mm-hmm.
purpose, like on parade day, of getting behind your team and all the
Yeah.
players, but it goes deeper than
Yeah.
that. It really is like we are
Right.
proud of the city. And so
Yeah.
I just couldn't shake that thought. How cool that is to see, especially in the
And
same age.
yeah, and especially like, you'd ask personally, and it's so tied to what it meant for the city
Yeah.
and what it meant for the state of Oklahoma. Because it wasn't like the fact that it wasn't, well, we just traded for two big superstars and in 18 months
Yeah.
they won a championship. It's Lou Dort's been here for forever
Hmm.
and like calls Oklahoma City home and just does the things. And the organization is deeply tied to the community. And so that makes it much more of a communal thing rather than just even a fandom thing.
Hmm.
Oklahoma's Oklahoma State and maybe some Tulsa versus OU, and so you never agree on anything sport related. There's Cowboy fans and Kansas City Chiefs fans and whatever. So the whole state showing out for
Yeah.
Western Conference Finals and the championship for sure, the finals was like I haven't seen this before,
Yeah.
and was paying a little bit of attention when we went to the finals with Katie and Russ, but not definitely not this deep. And so it was that much deeper.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And I will say too, as a dad, I I got to watch it with my kids, and that was a really cool moment. Like they're just starting to get
Yeah.
into it, so that was definitely a personal moment. And we did a couple of things like right after the game that I'll always remember, and I hope my kids will remember. Like we
Yeah.
blared the AC/DC song.
Thunderstruck.
Thunderstruck. Yeah, I don't know why. But like
Yeah,
just like cheesy little things like that that like I hope they remember. I know I always will, and was really cool.
yeah,
So
yeah,
um
yeah.
cool. All right. So let's talk a little bit about the Thunder, like their season.
Yeah.
So obviously the big goal is to win another championship. I kind of think it's Western Conference Finals or bust. I mean, the West is super tough, but that's my
Right.
personal expectations for them.
Yeah.
Um, but with that, I kind of want to know what is your favorite little subplot, a little story that maybe doesn't necessarily result in us winning a championship, but just something that you're super excited about and kind of keeping an eye out for.
So I really liked stats because you can't argue with them. Like you can spin them, but like you can't argue Lou Dort's shooting percentage over the last 2 years.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I really want to see Chet's shot quality. Um, the not his defensive impact is enormous.
Yeah.
Legitimate DPOY favorite. If he and Wemby are healthy, that should be an incredible watch for a whole season. Um, but his shot quality, how he's getting his shots, if he's doing some self creation, like he does that little one dribble pull up,
Hmm.
because especially with the first time he was in the playoffs, he played all year, which was something he wanted to do, even though it was a little detrimental. So his shot kept getting more and more flat.
Yeah.
And so he's coming back from this hip injury this season, and the shot's looking a little flat. And
Hmm.
so ideally a full off season, and then even within a season, you know, our saint of shooting that they brought in from San Antonio, working with him for this off season, and really, really, really curious to see what that improvement can look like. Obviously, he's not going to change everything, but like that's Chet's shot quality and where his creation comes from is something I'm really, really curious about. You just gave him a max. There's not an escalation, but still, he's getting 25% of the cap.
Yeah.
What can he do offensively as the four, as the five, especially from longer range, close to or at the 3 point line. The other one is I
Yeah.
actually want to see what Mark does.
Okay. Cool.
Um, I expect, and I think most people who follow Oklahoma City know Mark to like he played. What was it, 11 guys in game one of the
Yeah.
finals, or nine
Something
guys, or
crazy.
something crazy? And I was like, "What are you doing?"
Is that the game
Um,
where AJ Mitchell played? We were
AJ
like,
Mitchell's playing.
what's
He's
going on
playing
here?
in the first half, and we're like, "Dude, that's great." But like, no. Anyway, whatever. Game one, if it goes another way, that's one of my biggest problems.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm curious to see what the league does, what other coaches do. Um, I don't think he's like a thought leader yet. I think he will be. I think he should be. But I'm really curious to see how he chooses to implement what should be four healthy big men come November with Sorber. And so you've got Jay Will, Chet, Ihart, and Sorber. What does that look like? When does he choose to go small? When does he choose to? Does he keep the same starting five all year? Because that was one of the big things in the
Yeah.
finals is changing the starters. And so is he going to be as fluid in the regular season as he was last year? And how does that translate to the playoffs, or does it? I'm really curious to see how this mantra of the too big, or like our small lineup with Chet at the five was just crushing folks. Is that something we see against better competition? Is it still just rotation for the sake of rotation because we're going to win 60 games if we sleepwalk? I'm
Yeah.
really curious to see what his rotations look like, especially offensively. Really curious to see what that looks like.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll see things that I mean that we're just shocked, kind of surprised by. He'll probably throw in some things that we're like, really? But like it just
Right,
ends up working
right,
because we're
right.
such a deep team.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Oh,
that's
my
great.
bad. Shouts to Brandon Carlson. My bad. Shouts to Carlson. Five centers. My bad. Sorry. Sorry.
Um, all right. So this is where I'm gonna open it up to you. So I kind of warned you a little bit, but I'm opening the floor to you about any topic that you would like us to talk about. The floor is yours.
I'd love to hear like what's your fandom geography? Like, what are
Sure.
your teams? And like, why are you a that? Because mine specifically is all over the map.
Yeah.
Um,
Tell me about
and
yours
so
first.
it's
Tell
not
me about yours
it's a little
first, and then
funky.
I'll tell you mine.
Um, so when I followed the NFL more closely, I do it now just for fantasy football. We're now in two leagues, I think.
That's right.
I got to start that other one. My bad. But now it's just for smack talking friends. But I have had family who was in Golden, Colorado, and so one of the first times I remember seeing anything football related, it was John Elway. Past to Shannon Sharp, they were in the orange jerseys,
Yeah.
all that jazz.
Great hair.
They go back to back in 2000 and 2001 or 99 and 2000. I don't remember. They beat the Packers and then they beat Atlanta. And like, I was hooked. Like, the Broncos are cool. They'd gotten the new jerseys. The new look was cool. But that was just because I had family there.
Yeah.
Lived in Baltimore for 7 years in middle school and high school. Kind of cared about the Ravens. An OU guy, a couple OU guys, but specifically Mark Andrews. Um,
Yeah.
OU, quarterback turned tight end, tight end turned quarterback turned tight end. I don't remember whichever way. Um, and goes to the Ravens, and I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. Like, would go to games, and that was fine. Um, NBA again, just followed Kansas players. Didn't care. It was fine. Didn't have
Mhm.
any mantra. Yanks fan. I met a Yankee left fielder when I was a kid,
Oh,
and
cool.
then I met Paul O'Neill randomly in an elevator one time with my dad, and him and Mariano Rivera. Because I told you I love Blue Blood, so it's like, man, he's
Yeah.
the greatest of all time and plays for a Blue Blood. And I was like, sign me up, sounds great. I guess it could have been Pedro Martinez for the Red Sox, but no way.
Random aside, I think Rivera like tore his Achilles in like some
He was playing, yeah,
game.
he
Like,
was he was playing. I think he was in the outfield at like some charity
oh,
game and tore his Achilles. It was like, dude, that's why I only play golf now. Like,
that,
that's why I
a
only
certain
play golf
age,
now.
you stop doing the
Yeah,
charity events and just play golf.
yeah. So only playing golf. I played college soccer at Southern Nazarene outside Oklahoma City. Huge soccer fan. Follow a team in England called Manchester United. Um, they had a young guy who played for England who was like the big talk of a summer one time when I started to get into which team I was going to follow. A guy named Wayne Rooney, and I heard one person call him the White Pele, and was like, "Oh, sign me up! Like,
Yeah.
bring me on the White Pele." So soccer team in England, and that's been pretty fun. So Kansas basketball, and now the Oklahoma City Thunder.
What would you rank put you on the spot? What would you rank your, I don't know, favoritism of each sport or each team
Yeah, yeah.
if you're
So
able to do that?
the Thunder are at the top.
Yeah.
And again, like the last 2 years, they've really been the only team I followed closely.
Yeah.
And Kansas basketball and English soccer, which everybody in Oklahoma was like, it's football. I don't care, whatever. You haven't been to a game. There's flares, there's chants, there's songs about why your team is stupid and your coach is dumb. It's awesome. Anyway,
Their
whatever.
crowds are awesome. Yeah.
Um, but so it's insane. But it's Thunder basketball, and then probably tied is Kansas basketball and Manchester United. And then the Yankees are fun. Seasons are so long. Like, I just, you know,
Yeah.
let's talk in September and October and see how the playoffs go, just because of time. And then fantasy football. So not even football, and I don't care about college football, which makes me a weird Oklahoman, but whatever.
Well, I'm with you on that. I don't pay attention to any college football. So yeah, so for me, my sports, obviously, Thunder, they're number one. My quick story is essentially I married a woman, a girl from Oklahoma City, and they had season tickets, and occasionally I'd get to go. And I slowly got sucked in through college, but I was a big Lakers Kobe guy, which I know you know this.
Did
Yeah,
you go? Did you go to any of the playoff run when they went to the finals?
so I went to, I can't remember if they went to the finals this year, but I got to go to the infamous like Serge Ibaka game. He had this like really bad calf injury, I think it was.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
like they didn't even know if he'd be able to come back. And
Yeah.
he came back and had like a
That might have
great
been the
game.
year after. I don't remember. Yeah.
But
I don't
I
know.
just remember it
Don't
being
quote me
like
on
the
it.
Serge Ibaka game, and that was really
Yeah.
cool. 'Cause, again, I wasn't like a true Thunder fan, but I love basketball.
Sure.
Like that's my
Yeah.
sport. So funny enough, like I went with my future father-in-law. Like I was just dating his daughter, and he let me go to the game, which is like
Nice.
kind of a in hindsight, I don't know that I would maybe be like, no, I'm taking my daughter. Y'all are gonna break up or whatever. But
Yeah,
um,
yeah, yeah.
I guess we were
Maybe he
dating
wanted
long
to
enough.
find out, you get that one-off person who's just a total jerk in a sports environment. And you're like, oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah,
So yeah, that was cool. They allowed me to go to a Lakers game, which now I know how big of a deal that is because you can sell those tickets for ridiculous
yeah,
amount. But I got to go
yeah.
with Hillary, so that was really cool. But yeah, that was my Thunder are definitely first, and then I'm a huge Chiefs fan, and that kind of goes deep. There's a lot of nostalgia with that. I still watch
Sure.
every single game, but my grandpa, I watched games with him and was introduced
Oh,
to
that's great.
football with him. And my uncle, and I wasn't super close to my uncle, but we could always talk about football. We'd email back and forth. Because
Yeah.
I lived in Arkansas and Kansas, and he lived in
Oh,
Seattle.
okay.
So
Oh,
I
wow.
never really got to see him. But we
Okay.
would talk about Chiefs football even when they sucked. So uh, this
Always had Tony Gonzalez, man.
hey, we always had
Even when they're
Tony
bad.
Gonzalez, and we always had a really good running back: Larry Johnson, Priest Holmes, Jamal
Yeah.
Charles.
Yeah, that's
Um,
true. Did y'all had
but
two of the three best of all time? And I'm a Shannon Sharp football player. Like, loved him as a football player. But like, y'all have two of the three best of
no,
all time.
for sure, yeah, we're
That's
definitely lucky in
rude.
that regard. So
It's like Oklahoma
um,
City and point guard.
do what?
It's like Oklahoma City and point guards.
Oh yeah, that's that's exactly right. Um, but yeah, so I'm a huge Chiefs fan, and uh, unfortunately, this is the thing that makes me a little upset. My uncle and grandfather both died prior to them winning like any Super Bowls, so that was kind of a
Oh.
bummer. They never got to see Patrick Mahomes like just dominate the league, but um,
Hmm.
hopefully someday we'll get to talk about that. So.
Yeah,
Uh,
for sure.
so yeah, so
Absolutely.
I'm just zeroed in on Thunder 100%. Chiefs are close second at like
Okay.
90%. And then I'm a fake Royals fan if I'm being honest. When they're good, I'll pay attention. But similar to you, it's
Hey,
such
they
a
had that
long
one year,
season.
man. They were incredible.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So, um, yeah, that's my fandom. I don't know if we're out of time or not. We'll see. How do you feel about doing some rapid fire, one word response
Let's go.
questions? So,
Come on, bring it.
one word. This is the hard part. All right. You ready? Okay. Who's your favorite Thunder player currently on the roster outside of the big three?
Lou.
Lou Dort. Okay. I think mine is Caruso. Um,
That's not one word.
who's
Sorry.
who's the GOAT? LeBron or MJ?
MJ.
Correct answer. Good job. You get a point. What team is the single biggest roadblock to the Thunder winning back-to-back championships?
Denver.
I don't know who I think. I kind of lean Rockets a little bit, but man, the more I think about it, Jokic. Um, okay, you get more than one word for
I can
this
tell
one.
you. I can tell you why, but
No,
that's a
I'm
whole
kidding.
different
I'm
thing.
kidding. You can go. You can go.
I think the Rockets, if they figure it out, could really make it hard for the Thunder.
Sure.
But they were awful offensively, and KD's not going to solve all of that. And I also
That's
just
true.
don't think because of the people on the team, I'm not sure the mindset's going to be there. I
Yeah.
think Denver's ready to go, and they could have won last year if everybody was healthy and they got past us.
Oh, for
Um,
sure.
and they
Easily.
and they got better. I mean, their offseason is really quite solid
Yeah.
in what they needed, and they already know their identity and know how to play. And knowing that they brought in is going to pull a Kevin Durant like possible cupcake move where since he left Golden State, he's never helped. He's been a great baller, and they got really close in Brooklyn, but still, he's not been that guy.
Yeah. And I've slowly been coming back to Denver. I've just kind of thought about like how, I mean, they pushed us to 7 and I think they've gotten better. So,
Oh
um,
yeah, yeah.
all right, I'll allow more than one word for this one too. What do you have a favorite NBA conspiracy theory?
Oh yeah,
And what is it?
yeah. Um, who got the first overall pick after Anthony Davis got traded to LA?
You want to hear my next question?
Who got the first overall pick after Dallas traded someone to LA?
I wrote, so Luca and the Lakers and Mavs. So Luca to the Lakers and Mavs getting the first overall pick. Weird, right?
Weird, right?
Weird. That one's pretty close. I've heard that MJ basically got kicked out of the league for gambling. I kind of like the thought of that. I think that's kind of cool, and kind of crazy. But so anyways,
I
but yeah,
I think I think MJ was almost too big though. Like I don't I
I
don't
don't know how
know.
you can't look past like, no, you can do whatever the heck you want, Jordan. You're the
Well, as
guy.
long as and if you're gonna be like good old boy, if you put on like a good old boy hat and you're like, well, just don't bet on yourself to lose. I don't care if you bet
Yeah.
on yourself to win. Like I don't you can do what you want.
Yeah, yeah. Um, favorite non-Thunder player currently, and then we'll
Ooh.
do a historical one too.
Okay. Um, current favorite non-Thunder player.
Yeah, currently in the league right now playing.
Steph.
Who?
Steph.
Ah, that's my answer. I thought you were gonna go
Yeah.
Joker. I thought you were gonna go Joker.
Mm. I love watching both of them play.
Yeah,
Uh, Joker's now a threat, and so it's like, which Prime Steph is a threat. Don't get me wrong, Prime Steph
sure.
is a threat. Um, there's a lot of like chuckling when you watch both of them because of the absurd things that they can do.
Uh-huh.
But it's probably Steph. I also not recently, but Kawhi.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was really good. Stuff's my answer. It's just like, how do you truly hate the guy? You hate him because he makes these ridiculous threes and he's not on your team. But yeah.
That's it.
Okay, two more. What's your finals matchup that you'd like to see? Basically, what team in the East do you want the Thunder to play?
Knicks.
Hey, I think that's the only right answer.
Hmm.
Because
Yep.
just I want them to lose their minds, think they have a chance, and then we beat them in 6. Heck, beat them in New York. I would almost enjoy that as much as a Game 7 win.
That there's the game where in the I can't remember when it was, but like Durant went for 50, Westbrook went to 40, and like Ibaka had a triple double or something like that, like something crazy.
Yeah,
I want that in the Garden
yeah,
with like yeah they had it only went 6 games or 5 games or whatever, and Shea had a 40 burger in the Garden,
yeah.
and Dub had a 40 burger in the Garden, and Chet had a
Uh,
5x5 or
yeah.
whatever. Like just one of the biggest stages, and just the lights aren't lights not bright. We're fine.
Yeah, the thought of just Shea just going nuts in a finals game in New York. Oh, please. All right.
Make
Last
him the
game or
villain. Make him
last
the villain.
yeah, yeah. Last question. The most important question I will probably ask you all day long. Who did it better? Pre-game fits, Shea or Russ? I'm basically asking you who has better style.
Oh
One word
no,
answer, no explanation.
Russ.
Again, my answer, I think it's because I'm now being getting older. I can explain. This is cool. You just have to say one word. I'm older, so like the tighter fitting clothes, like now everything's baggy, and I just feel like I can't do that. Like I'm too old for that. And then Russ just he was the first one to do it too, right? Like so, I think there's something to that as well. Not to take anything away from Shay. So, all right, well. Would you like to say anything? End it, anything you want to plug, anything you want to say? I think that's what you're supposed to do on podcasts and YouTube things when you interview
There's
people.
some there's some great Oklahoma City podcasts,
Yeah.
and
What's your
like
favorite
there's
couple?
uh, Down to Dunk's Fry Pod
Absolutely.
are probably the best listen
Yep.
you could have. Um, and listening to Topic Thunder, The Uncontested, just some. There's a lot of really, really, really good Thunder content that's been here for a minute,